It's that time of year. Got to have a fresh flag coming to springtime. First things first. Good afternoon, everybody. Speedboat Maniac 410 coming at you guys. So it's a Sunday afternoon around 4 o'clock, and two things I want to do today. I'm going to bring you guys along with me. Is she must be going to get Dunkin' Donuts coffee. She loves lattes and stuff. So anyway, here's what we're going to do today, guys. Just two things I want to bring you along with. As you guys know, a few days ago, well, it was more like a day and a half ago, I found water down in the front part of the cabin, down underneath the step. I got to vacuum that out, get that cleaned up, put a charge on these batteries, because it dawned on me after sometimes things come to me afterwards. There's two batteries and there's two switches, and what happens is the bilge pump that's up front is wired hot all the time, even when the battery switches that turn the whole boat on are off. Obviously your bilge pumps supposed to be hot all the time so that they can pump water even when the battery switches are off. Duh. But obviously there's two batteries, like I said. One of the batteries runs the circuit for one bilge pump. So that's why I was concerned with opening up the deck, the sun deck, the engine hatches, of if they were going to come on or not. Well, when I turn both battery switches to the on position, what that does is it just makes a total 12-volt system, but two batteries are running a series. So it's not 24 volts, obviously. It's just 12 volts, but it's twice the amount of power. And then I heard the pump actually come back on, like it had more power, and it started working. So the pump was stuck running on one battery. It drew the whole battery down on one side. Now, here's the thing. All boats are different and designed somewhat different, not only physically, but just theoretically. But most performance boats, and I can't speak for what boat you guys might have, but my boat has two batteries down in the engine compartment with a cover over top, and then the other covers and hold downs and everything. So in order to pull that apart to charge the batteries, we don't do that. We have jumper cables that plug underneath the seat, in front of the seat, that have a little connection, and then you pull the jumper cables off in case you need a jump start on the water or something. You can hook it to a vehicle out here or to another boat to get a jump start. So that's how we're actually going to charge the battery. So use the jumper cables and hook the battery charger, and I'll give it a slow trickle charge overnight. But they're new batteries. They're AGM, like what they call glass mat batteries. They're not like optimum gel batteries, but they are very good product. I think I paid like $298 per battery for them. Battery warehouse place over there in Annapolis. So the battery should be fine. I just got to put a trickle charge on them. So let's get started. everybody's a complete idiot, but red to red, black to black. Plugged under the seat, I'll show you that in just a second. Little girls are rusty. There she goes. Something is not right. That red, the black, she's a little rusty, but something is drawn on this. That's not good. Let's go see what it's plugged into down underneath the seat. So basically, guys, these jumper cables come with the boat, but you can see right here, this is the connection. Okay. And you got your black and your red. Black's on this side, black's on this side. Plus they're directional, there's a keyway, so you can only put it in one way. But this is just, you know, a basic way. Now, remember, this down here was stuck on the other day. But now it's not. The float's working fine. Something, when the switches are off, is pulling a draw. Here's your battery switches underneath the seat. There's one here, and there's one over there. This is obviously for the port side battery, and this is for the starboard side battery. Open up the casket. Let's go down and see why this thing is making that shorting out noise. It's like the batteries aren't charging or something, or they're overcharged. I know it was low, but I got it on 2 amps, the lowest setting on the battery charger. Let's see. So guys, I don't know if the batteries were just that drawn down that even on the lowest setting on 2 amps, it was pulling that hard, or if there's a short somewhere, like maybe that pump that's been acting up down there. I'm not sure, but we'll see. I'm going to turn that pump on manually. Everything's on down here. It's hard to see. I don't want to fall out of the daggone boat. Yeah, it's pegged. And it's on 12 amps. I mean 2 amps. It's on a 12 volt setting. And it's on automatic deep cycle. So it shouldn't be doing that like that. And all that, even though it's a little rusty, it's fine. You know it's making a connection because it's drawn. Let me turn this pump on down here manually, and it'll pump out of the side of the boat over here. We've got enough juice, Bruce. And she's drawing the water out, pumping it out of the side of the boat. And now it doesn't get most of it. I mean, it gets most of it, but it doesn't get like the last maybe quarter or half inch of water that sits down at the very bottom. It's on an aluminum plate, but it just can't get down any further because of the design of the core and the hull down here. So I suck it out with a vacuum, and that's it. So, you know, that's a good start. Let's see what went over the side out the boat here. Yep, you can see all the water on the ground where it pumped out. So let's go see why this thing is acting the way it is down here. Guys, so look, you know, everybody's got their own special tools and whatever, but I've had this battery charger for probably 20 years. Never had any problems with it before, so why should I today? So I have it on these settings, right? You guys can see it's on 2 amps because I just want to do a slow charge. It's on deep cycle, right? And it's on 12 volts. Now a minute ago, it was pegging over here and shaking. Now it's slowly coming down. You know, when I say slowly, I mean it's not like it was earlier. But if I put it on 12 amps, you see she's pegged and she's shaking. If I put it on engine start, obviously, it's even blasting it. It's blasting the batteries. But as soon as you cut it down, watch this. I'm on wide open. And I cut it down. She chills out. And then I put it on 2 amps, the chillax mode, right there. And she rests even more. So maybe it was operating right. It's just the batteries must have been really low. And I tell you what, for them to be that low and to pump all this water out and the pump was working, and I actually just turned the motor over just a skosh. I didn't run it. I just heard the starter turn over, turned on all the fuel pumps. Those batteries to be that low and to have that much power still, it must be pretty good batteries. I'm keeping my, you know, optimism up. Speaking of optimum batteries, and they're not even optimum batteries, but you know what I'm saying. So all that's hooked up, everything's charging slowly through the cables and underneath the seat like I showed you. Now it's time to get this old bear up there and start getting it vacuumed out. I got enough cords out to run a nuclear power plant. Let's go up and see, take a look. So the old bear is still charging, it's chooching out. Minty. We'll plug her in and get it started. So here's what I wanted to show you. You turn the keys on, just in the on position, starboard. You can hear the sounding alarm, meaning the key's engaged. And here's the electric fuel pump. It's a primer. Listen. So we got plenty of juice, Bruce. Turn this one off. Turn the port one on. Okay. Let's go to here. And that old girl over here is running. So, you know, electrically, we got power on the boat and we're fine. And the 2 switches are on like I already spoke of. Minty. And now we're going to vacuum jack this all out. See here? All the water here and the stain. Let's see how good we can get it cleaned up here, fruitcake. Got the trusty. Got to make sure there's no filter in here. You just want to run it for wet vac. Yeah, good thing I checked because you can clearly see it's got the old duck bunny on it there. So somewhere we got to change it out to the other filter. So guys, just so I don't feel like I'm alone, is there anybody out there, raise your hand, if you always forget where you put stuff and you just can't seem to find it when you need it? Me. So I looked all over for the filter that goes on this, that's for the wet part. Well, we're gonna have to just use this and let her eat because I don't want stuff going up into the motor and messing the motor up on the stupid vacuum. But I can find my cornholes, my lawn chairs, my umbrellas, my gardening tools. I can't seem to find the wet part of this vacuum. Yeah, the filter that's wet, you know, with the foam cover that goes on it. Got to get it done. Mint. Yeah. Super sucker sack vacuum sacker. It ain't gotta be perfect, it's gotta be good. for that. That's minty. Okay, my YouTube family, that pretty much knocks it out for today. I'll button it all up, but pretty much we vacuumed it out. We got the batteries charging. I'll keep an eye on it in the next 20-30 minutes, see how it's doing. The day in the life of keeping an old crappy boat maintained just so you can get it out maybe and get another 10 hours on it this season. Speedboat Maniac coming at you guys. God bless.